Hey. Okay, so it is day 13. I hope y'all can hear me talking in this headphone. God, please let the headphone be working because this is going to be a mess if it's not. So I am babysitting, and I hope this is not hitting this is going to be a mess. No, it's not. I rebuke that. I'm babysitting my friend's toddler tonight, so I'm trying to be quiet because she's asleep. And I would like her to stay as such. So we're literally going to be like 3 minutes. Luckily, today I just had like a really small word of encouragement. Y'all, if this is recording microphone wise on my phone, y'all not going to be able to hear me at all. Oh my gosh. Anyways, today is day 13 and our message is called Favor Follows, or I was going to call it Favor That Follows, but Favor That Follows. So, as I was talking about these God goals and setting goals and dreams and aspirations and all that stuff, I oftentimes think of this concept that we've probably heard in the Christian community a lot of God, I don't ever want to do anything without you. I don't ever want to do anything without God's hand on it. I don't want to step outside of God's grace or his like boundaries. I don't want to go anywhere that God ain't, whether it's just geographically, career wise, any of it. I don't want to be nowhere that God is not. So I was thinking about that as far as like setting goals and trying to like take steps guided by God. Like I never want to step outside of God's grace and favor in these entrepreneurial endeavors because like I was saying, I think when ambition it can be a double-edged sword. So I feel like when we start making moves and wanting to keep progressing, um, sometimes as he's ordering our steps, I'm like, can we get out of step? We can get out of step, get a step ahead, get a few steps ahead. You know what I mean? So I was thinking about favor and God kind of like reassured me. He brought this passage to mind of his goodness and mercy like following us always. Just a couple of verses I'm going to read. So Psalm 23 verse 6. I hope she is not waking up. I don't even have my Bible. It's in there with her and I didn't want to wake her up. Oh, so I got to read off my computer. Okay, Psalm 23 verse 6 says, this is so ghetto. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. Surely goodness and mercy will follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. And then Psalm 90, verse 17 says, this is obnoxious. Let the favor of the Lord our God be upon us, and establish the work of our hands upon us. Yes, establish the work of our hands. Let me see if I can get some more context for that passage. Give me verse 16. Let me see. Okay, I can get it. May the favor of the Lord our God rest on us. Establish the work of our hands for us. Yes, establish the work of our hands. So, yeah, I think, I don't know if that was like God trying to reassure me that, like, hey, as long as you are being obedient to whatever I have, like, put in your heart to do, as long as you are stepping within righteous boundaries, within the will of God, within biblical, you know, holy principles. It's like my favor, my goodness, my love, my mercy is gonna follow you. So go, girl. Like, like you don't have to be like anxious about stepping outside of my grace necessarily if you're doing what I've called you to do and you're doing it with a pure heart and you're doing it righteously. My favor is going to follow you. Follow you. I think his mercy definitely was following me even when I wasn't living righteously. But yeah, it was like favor that follows. His goodness, his mercy, his favor, his love, it follows us all the days of our life. And this second verse, Psalm 90, is even saying like, may the favor of the Lord rest on us. Establish the work of our hands for us. Yes, establish the work of our hands. So it's like, Lord, like, will you establish what I'm trying to do? Will you establish the work that my hands are doing? So yeah, that was just my encouragement. If you have like any anxiousness of, oh, I'll maybe like freezing up because you don't want to misstep or you don't want to step outside of God's bounds. It's like, always be prayerful and always go before God about it. Like, I will never say, like, don't ask God for yourself. Check with God first. Um, check with God always. But if He is calling you to do something, if He has already told you what to do, if He's giving you, um, a step to take, or if He's giving you a dream or a plan, it's like, start stepping. And his mercy, his grace, his favor will follow you even when there's some rough patches. We're called to pray always. We always need to pray. Always pray. Pray always. It's in the book. But his favor will follow you. And that's it. Let me get off of here before I wake her up being too loud. So, Illy. Talk to y'all tomorrow. Actually, not tomorrow. Monday.